Come on now. It's the after party. You know where to be and how to be after them Seahawks play a game. Call your friends, subscribe, share this video. It's a party. Get you some coffee, get you your adult beverage, juice, whatever you need to do. Sit on down with the family, all good, because it goes down. Participation is important because we're going to need to hear from you. So, it's the reset, everybody. It's the reset after party. Come on, call your people now. We got all kinds of stuff, and you see it. We got some party tonight. Let's go. Let me go through it. First of all, y'all been seeing George Holani out there, right? You know what I had to do? I had to bring George's agents in here, NFL agents. The first one right here on the couch, Henry Organ. What's up with you, boy?
What's up with you, baby boy? I appreciate you having me.
Oh, you know it. You know it. Welcome into the party. And then, look here. I'm going to get into his government name. They call him Big Al. Sometimes we call him Big. He's also. So both of them are George's agent. Yeah. Big, what's up, man?
What's up, G?
First of all, did you enjoy yourself at the game today?
Oh, man, I loved it.
Yeah?
First time in the stadium.
Yeah, okay, first time, okay. Yeah. Well, look, let's get to it. I want to talk about some things right now. You guys are always across, the National Football League. You guys see other teams. You came here today. You saw George Holani, which is your client. Also, Eastside Winston Jr. is also your client. But before we start talking about your clients, before we talk about all of that, I want to talk about Geno. Oh my goodness. I don't know if Geno mad. I don't know if Geno didn't hurt the people, but my man was 5 for 6, and that dude threw a smooth pass to JSN, and then after that pass right there, boy, he settled in and got in the red zone, and then he hit DK Metcalf, strike, end zone. Man, put it in the comments right now. Is Geno Smith? Is he on that type of season right now? Is he on that, like, where he heard a couple comments out of me? Is he on that where he heard people like me say that Sam Howell might be doing a little something? Now, let me say this. I stand on Sam Howell being better. However, Geno came in right there and he said, oh, you want to play some game? That boy dropped dimes. He looked good. What y'all see out of Geno Smith tonight?
Man, Geno Smith looks fire.
Talk up a little bit. I know you cool.
Man, Geno looks fire today. He looked good.
Yeah.
And the reps that he had, he was short, he was accurate, precise.
Yes, sir.
Man, Geno came out under control, ready to go, and just got to his game real quick. Deep ball, accurate deep ball. You can't ask for much more.
Yeah, I know it's the ones out there that kind of stayed out there for a little bit, but it definitely looked good. That pass right there, they're going to be talking about. You guys got to break down that pass that he threw to JSN, that beautiful strike. And one of the things that I like about that drive, he only threw, 6, 7 times. But, man, 2 of those, like my man Frank the Tank said, man, oh, by the way, that might stick. Like my man Frank said earlier, the fact that he threw 2 over 20 yards was pretty impressive. Love to see that. Here's another thing that stands out to me about this offense right now. This ain't Shane Waldron's offense. Shane Waldron went to the Bears, and you can show tell it. No disrespect. I like Shane Waldron. Nice guy, good guy. But when it comes to this offense right here, you already know Ryan Grubb is that dude out of the University of Washington right here as a Seahawks. That offense looked good. He just put it in step to the bam. That's how it went right there. Ryan Grubb is that dude. That offense goes right there. Now, I'm going to talk about the running back room right now. I think I got a chance today to talk to Kenny McIntosh's family, his parents. Shout out to the McIntosh family. It was beautiful meeting you guys. You guys have seen what I have said about Kenny McIntosh. We've been wanting to see what's been going on, and we saw it today. 56-yard strike. You guys got to know anything about Kenny McIntosh at all?
He probably knows more than me, but, I mean, Kenny's a good back. Yeah. I do like his game, but I just wonder, okay, with the backs they currently have, is he a fit in this system? Is it George and Kenny in 2-3 years? What does it look like? Right?
Yeah. I like what he's doing. I like what Kenny McIntosh. Well, first of all, the reason why Kenny McIntosh is that person in the neighborhood that didn't get a chance to come outside. You know what I'm saying? And finally, when he came outside, you're like, man, you that good? So finally, folks are getting the opportunity to see what Kenny McIntosh is all about.
That stiff arm he had was vicious.
Oh,
Speaking of it, sorry I cut you off.
No,
My
no.
God.
He stuck his arm right through his chest and grabbed his heart and kept running.
right. All right, so what they saying, anything in the comments, Frank, before we get started? Because I'm going to get to something else here in a second.
Well, a big thing is Shane Waldron's getting killed online. Shane Waldron's getting killed on Twitter. Everyone's really, really excited about coach or offensive coordinator Grubb joining the team a lot. And talk about the running back room. People really want to talk about Holani and they want to talk about McIntosh.
Okay, but right now they're saying they can't hear.
Yeah, we're working on that. It should be fine coming up.
Okay, cool. All right, we're getting on that. George Holani out of Boise State. Folks are saying his name often. You guys saw him out there. He did really well today, I thought. Got a touchdown. Pass pro, I thought was excellent. You know what I mean? Pass pro was excellent. So what I mean by pass pro, I mean sometimes them running backs out there, they can tote the rock, but they can't block. And quarterbacks don't like that. Quarterbacks like it when the running back can be able to block in that way. First of all, Big, I'll come to you. Obviously, that's your client.
Yep.
What was it that you saw about George out at Boise State?
I mean, he's a Boise State guy, true and true, right? He's hardworking, blue-collar mentality. He just wants to show up every day and work hard. But then on the field, when he's working hard in that pass pro, I think they play with that no block, no rock mentality. And he knows he wants the rock, and so he knows he's got to put his face mask in someone's chest and protect the quarterback.
George is a quiet kid, Hen. George is a real quiet kid, but he's a good kid, though. You know what I mean? But you kept telling me. You said, I'm telling you. Even before the combine, you kept telling me. You were sold on George Holani from the very beginning. You said, watch. If a team better draft him. They better draft him. And when he didn't get drafted, what happened? What was your thoughts when he didn't get drafted? What was on your mind?
So when you get down to like the 7th round, me and Big Al were in the office evaluating the teams and the boards, and we knew we wanted a very high guarantee for him to protect him, right? Because he's a really good back. So when me and Big went through the process, we were looking at what room could he fit in, what room would he do get in. Of course, he had a 30-day visit here to Seattle. I knew they liked him, and I knew that they had a need. They didn't draft him back, and that's kind of their philosophy. So there was room. But I thought that George would just fit that room, and I thought Ryan Grubb would be an excellent coach for him. I mean, Ryan Grubb had a lot of love for him last year. I'm assuming that he probably got in the transfer portal, but that didn't happen.
Right.
So, I mean, George is in a great situation with a team where he can dominate.
Yeah. So he gets here. What's some of the things that he's been saying since he's been here? I mean, I know you guys talk to him regularly. I know you can't tell us too much, but we fans, we want to know because here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys right up front, all right?
Yep.
When it was shorts and T-shirts, and I was going out there and I would see George, they wouldn't really give him reps like that. You know, which is understandably so.
That's not his game.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, when them pads came on, I came out to practice, I said, oh, he get a little bit more reps. What changed?
He's a football player. That's all that changed. You went from two-hand touch, walk through to football. The dude's a gamer. I mean, you just watch his last college game. So many people opted out of the bowl game. He didn't. He decided, I'm going to go out there and finish on a high note. He went out there for like 200 yards against UCLA. The dude has a game and a knack for it when the lights are on.
Okay.
For me with George always falls forward. And the running backs that I always recruit and the running backs that I like the ones that fall forward, right? The ones that kind of can get stuffed at the front line and fall backwards, I'm not really a fan of. But George always falls forward. Even today's game, there was a couple arm tackles, a couple good tackles, but he still fell forward.
Before I go to the wide receiver room, yes, we're going to be talking about the wide receiver room because actually one of their clients is in that room as well. But I think the wide receiver room is a topic that a lot of us are talking about. I do want to talk about the offensive line. Big, that is your expertise on the offensive line. You have been watching the Seattle Seahawks. Tell us what you see on that offensive line. Maybe tell us about anybody new that you like. Your thoughts.
I mean, I thought the first group went out there and just tried to get in a rhythm, get the same 5 guys to play in a rhythm, play in a sync, see it all the same the way. But when they added Christian Haynes, that was one of my favorite draft picks of the whole draft.
Christian Haynes out of UConn?
Oh, man. I think everybody fell in love with him at the Senior Bowl. But those that watch college football seen him last year. Jim Moore came into UConn last year. They didn't win a bunch of games, but he was dogging people. And he went out to the Senior Bowl, did the same thing, and look where he is. He's in a place that wants to run the ball. You know what I mean?
So hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, hold on. We got somebody that was on Christian Haynes, because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I didn't know who Christian Haynes was until the Seahawks drafted him. So you saying you've been following Christian Haynes?
Oh, yeah.
Man, he had a crush on that dude.
That was one of my draft crushes. I wanted to recruit that kid. He's big, he's strong. When he puts his hands on you, it's over. And if you pull up the receipts from Twitter, go check out the Senior Bowl, watch his one-on-one clips. Oh, man, that kid was stonewalling people, puts his hands on you. It's like bear paws. Boom. You can't do nothing.
Seahawks got a good one?
Oh, they got a great one.
So did you try to recruit him?
I tried.
What happened?
Swing and miss. But I'm back at the plate for the next one.
I love it. All right. Hey, as you guys know, let's talk about some other things right now. Let's see. So here's some things that I thought about as this is going. I want to, real quick, before I go to the wide receiver room, I do want to go into the quarterback room, right? As we all know, the three quarterbacks that we've been talking about, of course, Geno, Sam Howell, and P.J. Walker. Let me go into the beginning of training camp, and let me take you guys into what I saw already at the beginning of the season. When we first went in, Geno Smith was far and above, way ahead of everybody in that quarterback room. Geno Smith was incredible. But then, if you guys remember, Geno Smith kind of sat out a little bit. There was something going on, some imaging on his hip and knee and all that stuff. And so what happened is Sam Howell had an opportunity to take those reps in practice. Now, let me tell you guys something, a little bit of the psyche that happens in whether it's college football, pro football, or just football in general. Once you give an opportunity for someone to get those reps, Sam Howell got those reps, and he also got that confidence. Some of you guys saw me on Twitter talking about that. When I said that Sam Howell and the gap between Sam Howell and Geno went from this to this, I'm not saying that Sam Howell is better than Geno. What I am saying is Sam Howell has improved significantly in this game. So much so that at the beginning of the season, P.J. Walker looked better than Sam Howell, right? And by the way, this P.J. Walker, if I were to talk to P.J., I would ask him, bro, why you stop using your legs? You're you're an athlete, man. Sometimes you got to go out there, you got to move the chains, move your legs and all that. So I thought that Sam Howell kind of eclipsed that as well. You guys have watched Sam Howell. You've seen a little bit of him. Your thoughts on Sam Howell?
I'm a football nerd, so I like Sam Howell. You got to remember, Sam Howell was sandwiched between Mitch Trubisky, first-round draft pick, and Drake May, first-round draft pick in North Carolina, right? Sam Howell went out to Washington and took a bad team and made them kind of good. I mean, call it what it is. I mean, Washington Commanders, they were not very good at football.
No.
But, I mean, he was a bright spot for them, and then they traded for him. He's going to do something. Okay. It's just he had to get his feet wet. Like you said, that confidence is big to close that gap.
All right, I'm going to go to some of the comments. Let's see what you guys are talking about right now. G is Geno's ultimate hype man. And he should be. Kia Wong says that. Let's see what else some of you guys. By the way, I will be coming to the chat to see what you guys say. You guys break up some good points, we will bring it in. Let's see. Kia Wong says blue shirt providing quality commentary. But can we get his mic volume turned up? Hey, my guy Frank is working on that as well, with no doubt. All right. Mystic Barking Cow says, happy for D. Eskridge and his kickoff return. Okay, y'all.
That was nice.
Let's talk about it. In the chat, we need 6. That's what they're going to take probably. 6 wide receivers in that room. Okay? Now, I'm going to need y'all help. We're going to talk about this. They're going to be making a team next week. Let's go. DK, lock. Tyler Lockett, no pun intended, lock. JSN, that's 3, lock. Jake Bobo, Mobobo, lock. That's 4. There's 2 more spots left. Go ahead, get in the chat right now. Get in the chat. Tell me what you think. Who are these locks that you guys think should be there? I want to ask you guys, I don't know if it's fair to ask you guys because full transparency, Aesop Winston Jr. happens to be one of your clients. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts?
I think the last 2 spots, they're not locks, right? It's going to be who knows the playbook the best and who's made the most plays. And I think Aesop Winston has made the most plays this preseason, and he knows the playbook better. And it's apparent, without talking to anybody, just watching the game today, when you see MEs by other players. He knows the playbook the best out of the last 2 receivers that should make the roster. Those are my thoughts.
Big.
I'm always circle back and be a football guy. That's what I hang my hat on, is being a football guy. So I think knowing the plays, yes. Having confidence, knowing the plays, sure. But I think who's going to make the plays when the football is happening? And it doesn't have to just be special teams. It could just be the blocking. It could be the motions. Do you move with urgency, right? Aesop has done great all year, all preseason, making football plays in my mind.
All right, let me go to the chat real quick before I weigh in on this. Okay, Brendan Myers says Chenault and Derek/Aesop. See Brendan Myers? See Brendan Myers? You can't even make the pick. That's lazy. That's lazy. That's cheating, Brendan. Come on now. Let's see who we got. The Beast. He comes in, he says Chenault and Aesop. Now, we got the 4 out of the way. We need 5 and 6. Now, on this show, y'all know the thing is, there's going to be times I'm going to say things that y'all don't like. Like, I know some of y'all in Seahawks Twitter world, y'all didn't like my comments about Sam Howell. That's fine. I don't say things to make you feel better. I'm going to keep it all way a stack and a buck. Now, that 5 and 6 spot, let me first tell y'all something. Even though that Aesop Winston Jr.'s agents are sitting here, I love Aesop. I think Aesop has been balling during this preseason. I think Aesop's been doing everything. But before I get to Aesop, the 5th spot, who I just know in my heart they're going to get that spot too, Laviska Shenault. And the number one reason I think they're going to give it to Laviska, return team, kickoff return. There's something about Laviska. I think they want that guy in that spot. Kickoff return. I can see him with that. And, hey, right now he's been staying healthy. He was a dog at Colorado. Like, if you are college football, look up Laviska Shenault Jr. And even you're shaking your head, Big, and you know he was a dog.
He was a
Think about
dog.
how many times they give him 5 sweep this preseason. They're not just throwing him the ball. You know what I mean? Just trying to make him, here's the ball in your hands, go crazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying. So let me go to the set. Jerome Patterson says Shenault and Winston. Now let me ask the chat. Let me ask y'all something. What happened to Derek Young? Y'all quiet on Derek? Special teams guy. Great dude. This is going to be year 3 for him. What y'all think about Derek? Also in the chat, D. Eskridge showed up today. What y'all think about D. Eskridge? Now, it feels like so far in the chat, y'all are with, we collectively together on that 5, right? We got the DK 1, we got Tyler 2, we got JSN 3, we got Bobo 4, and it seems like y'all with me on Laviska Shenault Jr. being 5. Who is that number 6? Let's see, let's go to it. Brendan Myers said, I can't lose if I don't play. That's funny, bro. That's funny. that is funny. So, look, none of you guys have put Derek Young for that final 6 spot. Why? What's going on? Frank, can you help us? What's going on? It almost goes to that out of sight, out of mind. And I think that's what's happening.
No, Derek Young's getting some love on the chat. He's definitely getting some love. I think there's so much attention to some of the other receivers as of late. Derek Young was more of a preseason 1 guy and more of a training camp practice guy than what we've seen in weeks 2 and 3. But there's definitely some love with him, with our audience and Seahawks Twitter at large.
Frank, who you got for 6?
Who you got for 6, Frank?
For me,
yeah, come on, Frank. Bring it home, Frank.
It's a little biased. I like Derek Young a lot. I like Derek
Oh!
You went Derek Young?
Yeah. Now have we had the pleasure so I didn't say I'd take him over Aesop. I love Aesop the most.
I said who you got for 6. That's all I
Oh, so we I mean, if we're locking, the thing is, I have LaVisca out, but there's just no way they're gonna do that as a first time free agent for this new team. So I would have him out, but I would take Aesop, and then Derek Young would be my out if I have to have LaVisca.
Real quick, Kobe White. Kobe White had that touchdown call back, which was an unnecessary hold by your guy, Mr. Hank. You know what I'm saying? That happened. But real quick, I want to say something about Kobe White. Kobe White is a really good athlete. As a matter of fact, Kobe White in practice, in training camp, I'm going to tell y'all the truth, y'all. That dude just kept making plays, y'all. For real. I mean, making plays. Do I think he makes the 53? No. Is he a gamer and one that they might put on that practice squad? Yes. I'm telling y'all, for real. This Kobe White is a for real deal athlete. No question about it. A lot of you guys on ESOP, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be tough. I don't think the Seahawks can lose either way. I just want to say real quick, this offense is something. I want to go on the defensive side of things. Is there anything that you guys see on defense besides, first of all, I'm hyped about this damn defense. This defense ain't the same defense either right there. Them dudes fly around. Big, you see anything on the defense you want to talk about?
Oh, man, all them dudes fly around. They were under control. It was controlled chaos in my mind. You see them dropping to spots, getting there, rerouting guys. On the defense side of the ball, one young guy, C.J. Johnson from Fresno State, he was running and knocking balls down. He gave up a big catch in the middle of the third, but I mean, all those guys can play. They're flying around with speed and intensity.
Well, let's talk about the NFC West division. So you guys have an opportunity. You guys are on the West Coast. You guys go down often. There's the Arizona Cardinals. There's the San Francisco 49ers, right? There's the LA Rams. And, of course, it's us, the Seattle Seahawks. If I were to ask you right now, who do you foresee winning the division? Don't just tell us what we want to hear. Who you got?
Is that really a question?
Oh, yeah, that's a question. Who do you see winning the NFC West division?
4-9 all day, 4-9 all day.
49ers, you got.
Come on, man.
I mean, look, I know it's a lot of Seahawks fans watching, but come on now, you're going to tell the truth. Whatever.
4-9 all day, 4-9 all day. I said it. Nothing else to say. Not even a question.
Can I just, look, I'm going to say this. And for all of you 49er fans out there, I do know we got a couple 49er fans that have joined us right now. I'm going to tell y'all the truth now. And Jason, Captain Niner Massey, I know you in here. And I know Jason, Captain 49er Massey, you're going to agree with something I'm going to say. This preseason is not a good vibe for the Niners.
True.
No.
I mean, for a team that was just in the Super Bowl, for a team that has a lot of talent, the preseason that you guys are having is just not good. I can go all the way across the board. Trent Williams, you know him very well. He wants an extension. He ain't been practicing. Christian McCaffrey, a little dinged up. He really ain't been practicing. This whole Brandon Ayuk situation, that's weird. Something about the Niners this season. Do I think they got the talent? Sure, no question. Do I think on paper they are favored to win the division? Yes. But I told y'all on this podcast, I'm going to keep it funky. George, I don't like the preseason that the Niners are having.
No.
We're talking about preseason.
I mean, does anybody remember a bigger Super Bowl hangover in recent history?
Okay.
I mean, call it what it is. This is Super Bowl hangover. The weird stuff's happening. Injuries are happening. I mean, it's not looking good.
But the question was, Who wins the division, correct?
Who wins the division? Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, they got the Seahawks lunch money. So, that's just period. I mean, that's it. Will they make it back there? Will they do the whole dance again?
Hey,
I
Vic,
don't know.
Vic just texted in and said, "Can we cut his mic?" I don't want to cut your damn mic. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Listen, I remember a time ago when I was at Portland State, and my friend Juice Moore, he was a big Seahawks fan. Oh man, and y'all would own the Niners, and it's just not y'all time right now. It's just not y'all time.
All right, so I'm going to push back on that. So you're saying
Go ahead, Frank, the take.
So you're saying the Niners have the Seahawks number. That doesn't mean they have Mike McDonald's number.
Oh,
Well, that's what
Do
I
you,
was
do you,
talking about.
do you remember
Let's
San
This is
go,
Francisco and
different
Baltimore?
Frank.
This is a different Seahawks.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, just from what I saw tonight, the offense, I mean, it looks completely different. It's got a little bit more pep to its step. What is the Niners got? We know what they got. It's already on the table. All their cards are showing. I think the Seahawks got something up their sleeve.
I'm gonna tell you right. I agree with that, Big. Shane Waldron gone from this offense is like sometimes when you're in that relationship and you break up and life gets better. Sometimes you didn't realize how much life could be better when she or he gets up out your life. I'm not saying that I don't like Shane Waldron. All I'm saying is offensively, Ryan Grubb is the reason for the season. And I just don't think that the Niners necessarily, like Frank said, has their number. And we ain't gonna even talk about defensively. Defensively, where the Seahawks the last two seasons ranked 30th and 31st in the league against the run, that's just not gonna happen this season.
You know, it sounds good. I really, really do like Ryan Grubb. I have nothing bad to say about the new coaching staff at all, whatsoever, at all. But what I can say is that the Niners' defense is good, man.
On paper.
That defense is good.
On paper.
On paper and in real life.
And that's what, but that's what I
And
love.
I challenge you to let Nick Bosa not have 2 sacks in both games.
What you got, Big?
I think Ryan Grubb is going to scheme it up so he doesn't have 2 sacks. I think Ryan Grubb is going to come out here and slice him and dice him like he is Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's just who he is. I've seen him prepare. I know people that have worked with him. I mean, the dude can coach it up and scheme it up. Now, that's what you got to do in this league. You got to be able to put your playmakers in position to go make plays. That's what he does.
You know who's quiet this preseason? Hit it in the chat. And make sure you guys are sharing this video. But the Arizona Cardinals have been very quiet this preseason. So much so that I think that a lot of football fans in the NFC West, outside of, by the way, I don't even know if Cardinal fans exist. Have you ever been to Scottsdale or Phoenix area? Like, the only thing that's good is actually, it's such an overrated place to be. All y'all got is a whole bunch of Applebee's and Chili's that's walking around there. I mean, the only time is good is that little bitty strip on Scottsdale. It's such a that place has no personality. Like, I ain't never met nobody like, yo, I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan. Do you even exist? But anyways.
I do know one Arizona Cardinal fan.
Do you?
One. Aaron Fernandez, he's defensive line coach at University of Northern Colorado. The biggest Arizona Cardinal fan I ever met. It's the only one, though.
But the Arizona Cardinals seem like they cooking something, though.
I agree with you, and I'll give you some insight.
Okay.
During SP week, I saw all of the Cardinals' offensive team come to UCLA and practice for 3 days.
Really?
With helmets, too. It wasn't publicized, it wasn't documented, it wasn't talked about.
Yeah, some of
Everybody, the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s.
And you know who else been quiet? The Rams. Let me ask this about the Rams. With Puka Nacua, your thoughts on, like, is he going to duplicate that again this year? Is that Rams? Because I didn't even think the Rams were supposed to make the playoffs last season. The fact that they did make the playoffs makes me think, man, are they going to do it again? Is Sean McVay, is that real?
I like Puka, but it's not is Puka going to have that season? Is Matthew Stafford going to have that season? Because Matthew Stafford is that guy.
He's the engine that makes
He's
that car
that
go.
guy, okay?
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. Here's some. Let's really get this chat going. Here's a conversation that Frank had me ask. Today we're doing live on the streets. We're asking Seahawks fans a question. We actually went up to someone in a Russell Wilson jersey and asked this question. Put this in the chat. This is a conversation that is real. Here's a question.
No, he's gonna go raw here.
Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer? Let's go. Big Henry. Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer?
My immediate answer is no. However, I think if you look at the paper and you look at the football, it matches some comparable guys that are in the Hall of Fame. But like my gut tells me no, not right away.
And I'm going to believe your gut.
No, and no comment else. Nothing else to say.
Well, you say no?
No.
I know the chat's going to love it.
I just can't even know how.
Brendan,
If he doesn't come back and do something that's respectable this season, then we're not going to hear about him again.
comments coming in right now. Brendan Meyer says, not yet, no. Vic says, no. I don't think he is a Hall of Famer either, at least not yet. I think that Russell Wilson needs to do at least one more thing.
Yes.
Right? You know what it feels like to me? Russell Wilson's track to the Hall of Fame will kind of be similar to Kurt Warner's. When Kurt Warner left the Rams, right, he did one more thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that one more thing was getting the Arizona Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Do I think Russell needs to go to another Super Bowl? I don't think it's that serious, but he for sure needs to go take a team to the playoffs again. Him going to Denver was not good. That didn't go well. Now he's out there in Pittsburgh. And matter of fact, Pittsburgh, as of right now, still has not declared their starting quarterback. Should it be Justin Fields or should it be Russell Wilson? You know what I mean? And by the way, if Justin Fields is that starting quarterback anytime within now in the next 6 weeks, so by week 6 or whatever, and no injury, that hurts the Hall of Fame chances.
I think that slams the door on it. It just closes it. Done. Over.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to the chat here. Russ needs about 2 more playoff wins to get into the Hall of Fame. That's what Sean says. Ben K says, gotta say no. Brendan Meyer says, let's see here. Okay, so that's pretty decent.
I can't believe all three of you guys are out on Russell Wilson being Hall of Fame. He has accomplished something that I think is super impressive. I call it the John Madden. The John Madden is 100 wins in 10 years. So John Madden's famous for doing that, and he actually did it in shorter seasons. In a 10-year stretch, Tom Brady had 138 wins, Peyton Manning had 124 wins, Brett Favre had 118 wins, and then there's Russell Wilson with 113. Only 3 quarterbacks have had more wins than him in a 10-year period.
I got something for you. I'm about to charge you up, Frank the Tank. We're not seeing eye to eye right now. Is Drew Bledsoe in the Hall of Fame?
Hell no.
Nah, definitely not.
So why are we talking about Russell Wilson getting in the Hall of Fame?
Because Bledsoe ain't on my list.
Wait a minute.
I know, but like, I'm just saying, like,
real quick.
like,
You compare Russell Wilson and Drew Bledsoe?
might as well.
Fam.
He threw a game.
Fam.
He threw a game losing interception and ruined the entire
The
Seahawks
chat really
legacy.
wants your mic off now.
Yep.
Like,
Bro.
what are we talking about?
The
Like,
chat,
we're talking about. I'm coming in with the hot. We're talking about Russell Wilson becoming a Hall of Famer.
Russell Wilson reminds me of the guy that gets his jersey hung in the rafters, but never gets over the hump to be with everybody collectively.
Yeah, he's definitely a Seahawk legend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's definitely somebody whose jersey's going to be in a ring of honor. But the Hall of Fame, look, in all due respect, and I will say this. I'm going to tell you this. As far as mentally tough, as far as like you could always count on him, grateful for what he did when he was here with the Seattle Seahawks. Russell was a dog. But to get into that special class of the Hall of Fame, I really believe that he's going to have to do at least, somebody said that, I can't remember who it was, 2 playoff wins definitely is going to be probably what it takes.
That helps.
Well, that's not happening this year.
I think he was a hero, but not a legend.
Ooh. Oh, that's a
Oh, that's the clip right there.
that's the clip right there. That's the clip. Hey man, before we get ready to close this up, agents, is there any topics that you guys would like to bring up? Anything that's being talked about, not being talked about in the agent world and all that kind of stuff? Because you guys cover all the stuff that's going on with these things. Any misconceptions about agents? Anything you want to talk about, Big? What you got?
I mean, I think the biggest misconception is that we're all just hungry for money and that you don't care about the player and that type of thing. But the way that I see it, I treat this as if I'm a football coach. I watch the tape, I get to know the person, I recruit the person, and I build the relationship. And then I'm able to get on here, I'm able to go talk to a GM about football and about how good of a person this is and why he fits your culture, why he fits your scheme. At the end of the day, that's my job. That's all I got to do. I don't think there's anything more to it.
There's a lot of people some people are watching, and of course this is going to be recorded and going to be clips and everything like that. Now this message is for the high school kids out there, college kids out there, and even some of you pros. You guys meet and talk with scouts all the time, and you guys yourself, guys scout football looking for the next talent. Give us some idea. What are they looking for? What are they looking for in different positions? What collectively, let's say it's, I don't want to get specific on positions, but what is that special oomph that the high school kid watching or the college kids watching, what is it that scouts are looking for?
You just have to continue to grow where you're planted. Just stay where you are, make the plays, make football the priority in terms of treating your body right and treating the game right, because the game will treat you back right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, and I think there's like a balance too. Just I'm gonna go different, just energy-wise, on this. A lot of these new high school kids, like they're so focused on their social media, which is great. That's their brand, right? But like when you're on the field, how do you make people feel? Like, are you entertaining? You know what I mean? Like,
Wait.
Are you entertaining?
Whoa.
Yeah.
And, I hope these microphones, they say we good. Okay. Wait right there.
Mm-hmm.
I just asked about what scouts and what do you guys look for.
Mm-hmm.
You just brought up entertainment?
Entertainment is important because at the end of the day, too, if you're really a superstar, right? Front office signs off on it, but so does ownership. Can you move product?
Being a superstar or being an entertainer actually matters? Like, no, you guys are being serious.
Like, yeah.
Just in the stadium tonight, how many different jerseys do you see? Different players? Is it all one? Is it a couple? You got to be a superstar to sell a jersey, and so you got to be entertaining to be a superstar.
Okay.
We took it different than what you thought. But yeah.
No. I think you're onto something because actually Frank made an observation tonight at the game. Frank and I were at the game, and one of the things he talked about was the crowd reactions to different players. Mm-hmm. And you guys talk about it, and there's one particular player that for some reason all of you guys love, Devin Witherspoon. And it goes to Frank, am I right? Then it goes to that entertainment part.
Energy.
Yeah, I was trying to track when the crowd freaked out the most because I was in a really energetic part of the stadium. Throwback jerseys was the crowd got really loud about. Yep. Mike McDonald's introduction, crowd freaked out about that. And then it's Devin Witherspoon. Which I was talking to G a little bit earlier. He's got a little bit of this Luka Doncic FU energy to him, where he is in the ref's face all the time. He is in the opponent's face all the time. He is in his teammates' face all the time. he's at 110 miles an hour. He's always got a little bit of an edge to him. I think a lot of fans like that, and he's just got that Luka like just incessant ability about him.
So, but fellas, okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys why you guys threw me off guard with that. And even Brendan Myers in the chat says I never would have thought about something like that. We fans, right? I expect us to be, oh man, entertainment. I love that dude. Oh, this and that. I expect that from the fans. I just wouldn't expect that from the scouts. It's almost as if you guys are saying that even a lot of these scouts
Our fans.
are fans.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They're football junkies, just like the rest of us. They go to the games. They go to the college games. They're standing on the sideline. They're doing exactly what Frank does. Who gets cheered for the loudest? When, a guy like George Holani at Boise State gets a first down, is everybody up out of their seat clapping, or are they just on their phone scrolling Twitter until the next big play? That's what it's about.
That's a very interesting take right there. I would have never thought something like that.
But people cheer for them because they like them. They're likable. Nobody cheers for the person that's a jerk. So bringing it full circle, how much are you liked, right?
Okay, wait. So you're saying that that's a factor too,
Absolutely.
whether or not you're liked or not. So you guys will go see these players.
Yeah.
You go find out, ask some questions about them. If this player's good but unlikable, that kind of drops on your chart.
I'll throw you off the chart, right? I don't have to have a tier ranking like a team.
No.
I just don't have to represent you. I don't have to represent you at all. I'll take you off. Take you off the list. For what? If they don't like you, I'm not probably gonna like you. I mean, I'm gonna give you a shot and give you your own opinion, give you your own, your own shot at it. But no, like, for what? Why? If I don't like you, what, is it gonna be fun to make money with you? No, it's not.
Wow. Hey, this is some very interesting stuff right there. I just never would have thought like something like this as far as the entertainment, being likable, being things that both you, scouts, look for when it comes to these players.
Think about this. Did you watch Hard Knocks, Giants?
Yes.
Brian Burns, right? Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Highest paid player. One of the highest paid players in his position.
But if
Think
you
about
remember Hard Knocks, when they were talking about Saquon, came in and say, I'm going to have a hard time sleeping if we lose Saquon. He sells a lot of jerseys.
Moves units, product, it's money.
That's the entertainment right there.
Yep. How does the rev share model work?
Do you guys, let me ask you this. Do you guys think, not just the Seahawks, but collectively in the NFL, when there's coming down to a roster spot to be made, do you think sometimes NFL teams say, well, which one can sell more jerseys? Which one?
Well, the bottom of the roster doesn't count, right? Like, that's not really what's moving your product, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
that doesn't necessarily count. But maybe what player can I have to do more community service events? That might.
But we're
play
in this
part of it.
TikTok era. Which player at the bottom of the roster is going to make a special teams play, get up and dance and do something viral, and then the Seahawks TikTok account now has 10 million views globally, not just in the Pacific Northwest.
This is a business. At the end of the day.
See, you know what? I think. I think people listening to this right now, they're probably just like, yeah, whatever.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I get it,
they
yeah.
think that, but you're making a very good point, because if people don't think that clicks and follows and views matter, you are sadly mistaken. If that was the case, then no NFL teams would be on social media.
Bingo.
Right. And I'm the biggest football person there can be. I'm the football nerd, the X's and O's. I want to talk about the scheme, but like I also know that they have to have energy. They got to have juice, right? Coach Dickert over at Washington State right now, the big motto is, if you're juiceless, you're useless.
If you're
If you're juiceless, you're useless. If you ain't got no juice, basically, you're useless. So you got to have the juice every day. They have a competition over there. Who's got the juice of the day? Think about like a little apple juice box over there at Wazoo. So, it's energy.
Energy is currency.
Energy is currency. Love, yeah.
We got one-liners for you today.
Yeah, I see that. I see the one-liners.
I need them shades, too. Where you get them from?
Oh, come on, man. It's the Urban Eyes, baby. Urban Eyes out there in Kirkland, man. They take care of me. You know what I'm saying?
Urban Eyes, this is for you. when you want to ride in the Benzo, get rid of your friends. Call him. I got you.
No doubt, man. Well, I mean, I'm sure you guys will talk to George, and we'll see if he makes that team.
Yeah, I hope he does for you guys' sake. I would hate for him to be a Niner. For y'all.
Come on now.
Gotta say something hot, just something hot for the Kings.
Nah, man.
George is a Seahawks chicken thing. He loves it here.
George.
But if he gets cut, don't think he won't get claims.
He's a super nice guy too.
So.
Nice guy. You know what? When I talked to George, you know what he said? I love the food here. Hey, he said I love the food. I love the food. All right, we got about less than 5 minutes. Frank, any topic you want to bring up before we go? We got about less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got one. And before we do it, that is the fear with a lot of these guys on the offensive side, at least, getting cut. Aesop and Holani, where it's like, can we keep him on the practice squad, or is someone else going to swoop him up? G, you made a comment about the secondary earlier, and it's like they had to find a way to make a trade because they didn't want to just lose someone going out the door. All right, well, this is in classic Seattle worrisome fashion, but let's talk money a little bit before we go. There is already concern and talk about the people who are not on contract in 2026. The big one they want to talk about is Tariq Woolen. He's basically negotiating a contract through his play this year. There's a list here of Geno, DK, Lockett, Walker, Howell. All those guys aren't on the team payroll by 2026, and Seahawks fans by third game of preseason, they're already talking about this.
Jeez.
Hey,
That's a tough problem.
Let me just say this. While it is a tough problem to have, it's a problem, in my opinion, when it comes to the NFL. I don't know how you guys think, but I'm going to tell you how I think. I don't care about 2026. I really don't. I just care about right now. Are they on the roster right now? Yes. That's all I care about. Because, man, the NFL can change in the blink of an eye. If you don't do well right now, your roster in 2026 ain't going to matter, right? Like this whole planning for the future, the beautiful thing about NFL football is it can happen right now. Your fate of your team can happen right now. And right now is this. Coach Mike McDonald is the youngest football coach in the NFL. He's a new football coach. And I know Frank has some stats on what happens with new football coaches take over franchises.
New coach theory.
The new coach theory. Frank, what's that new coach theory, bruh?
Every year there's some coach, it's happened for like the last decade, where a coach comes in, re-energizes the team, and they make the playoffs. And each time you think it's not going to happen, it always happens. Last year, even if Sean Payton doesn't even really count, he was just on a new team. He was the obvious choice. It was DeMeco Ryans. Ron Rivera makes the playoffs in his first year with Washington before that all fell apart. Every single year it happens. And Mike McDonald was the guy so many people in Seattle wanted, even though we were one of the last teams to get a coach. I mean, we could talk all day about that defense and the Baltimore defense last year, what he did to Mahomes, what he did against the Niners. The guy's just incredible.
Well, hey, man, it's been fun. Hey, the live chat has been hanging out with us all night.
Appreciate you guys.
What's next for you, the super agents? What y'all got next?
Travel.
Travel? Where you headed to?
Never tell them. Keep them guessing.
Oh man, you can't let folks know where you heading to.
Never.
I stick out like a sore thumb, so people go see me wherever I show up.
Mm-hmm. When I travel with Big, that means I want to be seen.
There it is. Hey, that's it for the reset. We got a lot of stuff happening for you this week. We got some great interviews. As a matter of fact, I think Henry's going to come back and hang out with us. We'll be talking to him. We'll be talking about NIL for sure. That's a big deal, especially in college football, and maybe sometimes what it means for high school kids going to college. Also, Kate Scott, who is the play-by-play announcer for the Seahawks game and is also play-by-play for the Philadelphia 76ers. She's going to be joining us live in studio. And you know what? We're on a race to 3,000 subscribers. 3,000. That's where we're heading to. It's going to happen. And guess what? I got some goodies that's going to happen because you know what? First game of the season, week 1 is coming up. Feels like I might have to figure out how I can get some tickets as a giveaway to you. So look, it's been cool. It's been fun. Thank you for hanging out at the after party. I want to thank Henry Oregon I want
Appreciate
to
you.
thank my man Big for hanging out with us. It has really been fun. Look, scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 10 for this Seahawks season. I realize that maybe I shouldn't be this hyped, but I don't know any other way to be. One of the things that I've learned about preseason is this. We don't see a lot of starters, but even though if you don't see a lot of starters, you see the 2s and the 3s. Preseason, the wins and losses really talk about the depths of these different teams. It was a high-scoring game today. What does that mean? I mean, there's some depth out there. There's some guys that can actually get out there and make it happen. I have seen enough from the Seahawks team. 1, I think they're in good hands with head coach Mike McDonald. 2, that defense is going to fly around all season long. 3, Ryan Grubb is that dude. That offense is going to be special. All you 12s out here, you know the expectation is high. There is no such thing as rebuild. There is no such thing as, oh, we're going to see what happens. The expectation is to win that division. Do I think they will? Yes. I do think they're going to win the division because I'm not sold on the 49ers. I'm not sold on the Cardinals, and I'm not sold on the Rams, and I'm sold on this offensive team and also defensive. I think they got them both. I think they got a run game, and if you got a run game, man, magic can happen. So again, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy next week to you. And man, we'll see you this week. Let's go.
Woo.